it's been a collective effort from us on the outside and those on the inside that are organizing the strike to put it on hold to give the state, the governor, and the Department of Corrections time to address our grievances and concerns surrounding our demands. So if those grievances have not been addressed within an appropriate amount of time, we will resume the strike. I have been in contact with some legislators surrounding the demands. They are, interested in them. And these are not demands that are unreasonable. Some of these demands have been presented in the last legislative session. So for the governor to come out and say that the demands were unreasonable was just, quite frankly, an asinine statement.
And there are certain things that are in ADOC and KIV's control. The laws being changed is legislature, but the conditions of the facilities and certain treatments of these facilities and all these incarcerated individuals, they do come from her and the ADOC. So there are certain things that they can act on now. They just choose not to.
The way that the ADOC and guards have been treating the incarcerated citizens has actually done exactly what we expected them to do. They have a culture and a history of retaliation and bullying these men and women into submission and into controlling them. So that is their culture. We expected that. This is what they do. However, this is what we're trying to stop and prevent from happening, because they do have constitutional rights and they do have the right to express and utilize their constitutional rights at their discretion.
Yeah, the retaliation against us, the only way they can get to us is using our loved ones inside. My husband has been put in segregation. He has been, excuse me, on an I&I hold. He's been transferred 4 times since all this started, and they always ask him, "What is your wife doing against us?" And he's never done anything against anybody in there. It's me, and they're retaliating against him, where he is in seg with a once a week phone call, a 15-minute phone call per week. And anybody who has contacted us on the inside has been put in segregation, listed as conspiracy. So if anybody has contacted us trying to give us information, the ADOC has cut off all the communication with everybody outside and put them in segregation where they can't tell anybody anything else. There's Bernard Jemison. Bernard Jemison has been retaliated against since day one for letting the medical interviews that he was doing with all the incarcerated ones that were sick with cancer and all the medical neglect. He has been abused. He's been neglected. He's gone on a hunger strike. They have retaliated against him every chance they got. And there's lines of them. And Kinetic Justice, he is the Free Alabama movement. He was helping organize the inside. They put him inside segregation, beat him ridiculously. And that video of the aftermath of that has now surfaced. Their retaliation is a lot. It's a lot nobody gets to see. But we do, and we hear about it all the time. That's why we do what we do. We're going to be their voice. They're trying to shut them down. We're not going to let it happen. There is a lawsuit. A motion to intervene was filed for the lawsuit that the Department of Justice has against the Alabama Department of Corrections in the state of Alabama, for the Department of Justice to intervene and come in and make the ADOC provide the medical necessities for the caloric intake for these guys who are not getting the correct amount of calories. They are diabetics. They're having seizures. They're not getting their dietary needs met. And the DOJ actually denied that. They're not going to intervene. Now, although they've denied the motion to intervene, the DOJ has actually been inside several facilities this week with a mass amount of people with them. EJI and DOJ both have been in several different facilities, walking around asking questions about the conditions and asking the incarcerated citizens about the conditions that they're in, the treatment that they receive, and some things pertaining to the lawsuit. So they may not be wanting to intervene right this very second as far as the food intake, but DOJ is involved and they are here.
Well, while they have decided to put the strike on hold, we as their loved ones are continuing the fight out here still. We're continuing to educate families, the community at large on what's going on, because a lot of people are not educated and they do not understand what's going on inside the prison system. A lot of people think that they have been sent away for rehabilitation. They have been sent away to do their time, to pay their debt to society, or some people think they're just the scum of the earth. However, that is not what is happening. They have not been able to access any statistically based rehabilitation. They have not been treated fairly or justly. They live in inhumane, decrepit conditions. They are serving sentences under antiquated laws, and the system is just not what people think it is. They're not there getting rehabilitated. They're not there getting set back up to re-enter into society. But I want to say this as well. The prison system is operating just as they set it up to operate. It is operating just as they set it up to operate. However, we are here to change that system, because the system that is set up is broken. We're trying to fix the system so that we can get proper rehabilitation and these people can come out in a fair amount of time into society, rehabilitated and ready to perform as highly standing citizens.
These 20 and 30 year sentences, some people are getting, and then some people are getting a slap on the wrist for the exact same crime. It is racially biased. It is geographically biased. There are numerous reasons why, but it's never equal across the board. Someone does the same crime and they don't get the same time. So that is another thing that we have got to fix. These guys don't have a chance. They have no hope. There's no incentive good time coming across the board. These guys have nothing to look forward to. It's breeding anger. They're trying. And these guys actually have hope for the first time that people actually care about what's going on in their life, that people actually care that they actually deserve a second chance in life. And they're going to fight with us nonstop. We're not going to stop.
We are also fighting with the parole board, because no one is making parole. We have a 98% denial rate. So they don't have any hope. They don't have a way out. So that breeds violence. When you have people sitting around warehouse, 180 to 200 men in a warehouse dorm, they have no way out. They have no hope. They see that they take every program that they have to offer. They take every class. They have their GEDs. They take trades, and then you tell them, guess what? You have to do all of this. This is the criteria to make parole. But when I do all of this and I go up in front of the parole board, you still deny me. I have no way out. So I have no hope at that point. So we are fighting for the parole board to follow specific guidelines. And if the incarcerated citizens meet those guidelines, then they will be granted parole. There is no discretion about that. Right now, they are operating on a discretionary clause, which is allowing them to deny people at an all-time high just because they feel like it.
The Alabama Department of Corrections cannot fully maintain any facility without the use of all the incarcerated citizens doing these free labor jobs. They cannot maintain the food. They cannot maintain their hygiene. They cannot maintain any part of it without them doing it. So it goes to show you that they're going to incarcerate as many as they can because they don't have enough staff to run these jobs. So without these men and women doing these jobs, they can't do this. They can't make the money off of everybody. So they're going to continue to mass incarcerate. They're going to continue to deny paroles so they can keep everybody there to continue to do the jobs that they can't do themselves. And this strike is proving that.
That's the reason why they're trying to build these 3 new mega prisons as well, so they can continue the process of convict leasing. and they can continue to profit off the backs of our people. That is why they target the Black and Brown communities. This has been going on for centuries. This is nothing new. However, we're in a new day and age, and we're not going to continue to tolerate such behaviors. We're here to stand up, we're here to fight, and we're not going to stop until we get some type of change enacted. This is going to have to come to a head. We're not going to continue to allow them to send our people out to work, get $1 or $2 a day, and they're profiting the $18 an hour that they're getting paid from these jobs and facilities. Or either they're going to work in these government buildings, and you're telling me that they can go out and work on work release. They can go out amongst society, dress like us, do the jobs that we do, but get paid nothing, and without any violent interactions, without any disciplinaries. And you tell me that they can't make parole, they can't come out and make a living wage and take care of themselves and their family, but they can do it while they're incarcerated. That makes absolutely no sense at all. Our demands are not unreasonable. We will continue to push and present them, and we're going to get some type of change and policies put in place to make sure that our people are treated fairly, because we will not have this going down for generations. Our grandchildren and our great grandchildren will not experience the same thing that our husbands and sons and fathers are experiencing at this day and age. The abuse and the retaliation has to stop within the Department of Corrections. We will no longer stand for that. If we have to come to the prison and stand in front of the prison all day and all night, that's what we will do. But they will not continue to beat, abuse, and kill our people and get away with it.
I am aware, I am aware. I am aware, I am aware. And I won't pretend I don't see the way that what is going.